Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Disco Elysium. My name's Heliax and last time we tried to take on Measurehead up here, but he would... Oh, I can move with the arrow keys. Did I already know that? Probably. Oh, I can move with WASD. Very slow, but I don't think I knew that. Interesting. Anyway, we tried to take on Measurehead up here, the big guy, but he broke our hand basically and said, "Get out of here, you drunk." And I was like, okay, I'll come back when I'm stronger. Or we just need to find a different way in, which is probably more likely. What's this say? Closed for winter. Please use main entrance. So, okay, so we can't get through Measurehead as it stands. So let's go back up here. And we're going to try and jump down again. I don't know if we'll succeed, but I mean... One of these things has to eventually succeed, right? Oop. The sound of melting snow dripping off of the roof. It's strange. Is it? Weird. Why is it strange? Should it not be melting yet? Should there not be snow yet? I don't know. Anything new in here? Yeah, let's just get out of here. Kuno's room. Oh. That's actually a fallen slogan from an aggressive youth-oriented campaign. Oh, this right here? Yeah. We're in a nice pair of fallen pants right now. Pretty cool. Alright, let's get up here. We really need to fix this building. This is not safe. Okay. Well.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
58%. Go for the cloak. Jump over the ledge. God damn it. Are we just gonna fall this time? No, we're just not even gonna go. Nope, nope, nope.
No, that's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up there.
I'll make the jump next time.
Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we're not doing too well. How do we get out of here? Or how do we do this then? Is there anything else I can be doing? Where's Kuno's dad at? We could try and go take care of that. I don't see anything else. I mean, we can't jump down here, can we? I think I've tried that before. No? Okay. There's a head scratcher here. A sip of coffee. Let's see. Can't jump down, and we can't take on Measurehead. What do we do? What do we do? I guess we'll just look around. Hello?
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
Take one step closer.
Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
She means it. The fear is real.
I just want to ask you some questions. Take another step closer.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
What are those strange words you use, girl?
I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing her. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just asking some questions. My goodness. So touchy. Have we looked at... I know we've looked at this fence. Is there anything new?
Tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza.
No. Okay. Oh, you're new.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Case solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Open and shut. I don't even need to think about this anymore. Goodbye. Hey, buddy. This ain't shit to nothing to me. This shit ain't nothing to me? There's something down there. Oh. What is down there? So we actually haven't been over here, right? Hey, guys.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
A man with a fork in a world of soup. That sounds like a very sad world. Or a sad man. The world sounds great. But having a fork, that sounds bad. The other one is eating a big sandwich.
Look, in his hand, going into his mouth. The sandwich. It's hauntingly beautiful.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
Huh.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Alright, I got this. Ball time.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Hell yeah, they are. Grab the ball and show them how it's done. Hand-eye coordination, we're really good at it. I succeeded at something. Ah, oh, thank God.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. You'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen.
Feel the ball.
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it. Probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory.
Hell yeah.
Already, your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
The man ball. Take in the surroundings.
A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind. Everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
There's time for a last glance inward. Who am I?
An embodiment of pure motion.
Hell yeah.
A fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency.
I love the writing in this. It's so great.
Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the two feeble geezers. They are in awe of your superiority. You are a god to them.
Continue.
Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go. Be the bullet. Hell yeah. That was a good shot put.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
The old soldier yells in outrage.
What the hell is your problem?
Oh, is that not the game? Not a weak right tricep, that's for sure. Problem? I don't understand. I'm a god of track and field. Why would I have a problem with anything? Not a weak right tricep, that's for sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
A man his age getting worked up like that? Better watch that blood pressure.
Wait, what?
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play petanque with 5 bull.
Petanque? P-tank? Sorry, an honest mistake. Are we good? I thought it was shot put. Yeah, I thought it was shot put.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's petanque. You ruined a petanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
The Jolly One tries to defuse the situation.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
The heel of his cavalry boot slams in the ground. Listen, guys, the ball is gone, and I have a murder to solve, alright? Okay, I'll try to fix this. Accept the task.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of the Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Awesome. So again, you don't know anything.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
He nods, straightening his back.
Heavy artillery fire, you say? That's the best kind of artillery fire. Very interesting.
There's just randomness of these comments sometimes. Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Wait, who are the communards again?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
He adds, squeezing a bull in his fists.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda.
Suicide sex cult?
And mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs.
Jesus.
We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Why sell them in Martinez?
Because this place is a damn beachhead.
Or shell them?
Had to soften the commies up first.
The beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
He points to the northeast, not thoughtfully, and turned to look northeast.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Is that why everything is so bombed out? Ah, that explains all the war damage. That explains all the war damage, yeah.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
There's a strange gleam in his eyes.
He approves of this radical approach. Knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
He stops mid-sentence and turns to you. That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard working class to take over. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame. This coalition seems quite capable, actually. Commies just don't understand how money works. Nothing. I don't think. I just do. That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard working class to take over. I'm not really sure what that's saying. I mean, I guess I do know what it's saying, but I don't know the implications of, like, I don't know. I didn't really catch who the coalition was, to be honest. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains,
He looks down at his boots.
I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
He sighs.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Who is Frizzle?
Damn Frisel. He was a king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob.
You mentioned Gulam?
A true king in both blood and mind. Let Revachol be
Guilam?
Frisel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Damn those commies. What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already.
He then slowly nods and says to himself, "There's a game called Suzerain that I was planning on playing for the channel. It's like a short little... I think it's short anyway. But it's like a little narrative game. I think it could be fun."
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Fifth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
I saw the statue of Felipe III near the roundabout. 42% chance. I threw the bowl into the sea. No. I saw a statue of Felipe III.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A cocaine-snorting tyrant.
Cocaine. Cocainum. Sounds like our kind of king.
Hell yeah.
And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
Oh, kingly cocaine.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself. Powerful leaders, not afraid to do what must be done. That's what this country needs. Yeah, what must be done.
Revachol would be a different place if more people realized that. We could still be the...
He gently rubs his chest.
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
There is some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before.
The Carabineer doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
What was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple-nosed candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
He asks, obviously annoyed.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revachol's finest years.
He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the past.
I'm satisfied with this explanation.
Sounds good to me.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
The lieutenant marks dryly.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine.
Oh, really?
The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor.
My God.
And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
I drink alcohol and go to heaven. What was that about higher realms? Sounds interesting. Such responsibility requires a boost every now and then. I sometimes need one too. Seems like irresponsible behavior for a monarch. Drug users shouldn't even operate heavy machinery, much less countries. Thanks for clearing that up. I have some questions now. I sometimes need one too. Yep, I need one too sometimes.
Please, officer, don't encourage him. Do spare us the cocaine fairy tales. The RCM isn't interested in them.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
But
Are you sure?
imagine purest cocaine. Now that would make you feel like a king. Not that you can afford it, but what about speed? Speed is cheap and good.
Let's talk about something else.
Right.
42% chance. We're gonna try it. What is it about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud?
As
Yes.
Rene turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Look at the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle.
Look at the sun.
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below.
The medals. Point to his chest. Did you get them for...
For bravery.
He interjects. That's what I was going to say. Not for killing babies, or not for raping women, or for bravery? For bravery?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shat themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Listen, Renee. I might want to hear that story later, but right now I have more important things to discuss. Saved a princeling.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
He really despises that Drissant fellow.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
The lieutenant says thoughtfully.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw.
Oh, Jesus.
Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
He pats his right thigh.
It's painful to even think about.
Okay, then what did you do? Shattered knee, interesting. Actually, you can pick it up later. Nah, what did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Joyce Drisson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
That's no dink. That's a fighter. I'd give up. Can't imagine living without my jaw. Touch your jaw. This would never happen to Johnny Lawjaw. Point to your jaw. My jaw is tight. I've been through worse. Have I? I'd give up.
He didn't. I hoisted the prick on my back and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up.
Yeah, it'd be hard to drink my alcohol without a lower jaw.
Through some miracle, we both survived. And the joyless freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Why'd you despise Dresant so much?
Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. All he was related. That's it. Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving. Pooh! And 782 Royal Carabineers are dead because of his incompetence.
Sounds like you're being modest, Rene.
The old Carabineer stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Dresant. 2 days later that was.
Jesus.
And that even while crawling with mangled half-dead prints on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself. It's there.
Hold on, you're just a little bit proud of Rene's heroics, aren't you? Quite impressive. It's men like Rene who made Ravachol great once. I'm not impressed. All those heroics were... And where is he now? No, you gotta play to win. Look after you first. That doesn't seem like a good moment to express an opinion. Or this doesn't seem one. I don't want to risk it. Quite impressive. It's men like Rene who made Ravachol great once.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out for anyone with a service record.
He points to the sun-shaped medal on Rene's chest.
Oh no, you have to get shot. Repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
He nods eagerly.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
Thanks for the story, Rene.
Bah, there were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, Rene, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
I don't think we can do that one. Thank you for your time.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
The what? Sounds like my stomach is growling. What is my lower intestine going on about? My stomach's growling.
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
Vows?
The vows of blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
What is fascism, though?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
Foreigners, financiers, leftist academicians, liberals. I thought you were my culinary system, or my circulatory system. I thought you were my circulatory system.
Quit stalling, Bruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link.
Financiers.
Yes, them. But also, women.
Woman?
Women. Men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
Oh my god.
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that woo men need to know their place.
Am I having some kind of stomach seizure?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Fascism sounds so bad, though. What if we called it something else, like traditionalism?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Let's call it that. Good thinking.
Okay, stomach, I've made up my mind about fascism.
You're going to keep your vooz, right? Keep your vooz, Brota.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to be played by an upset stomach.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver.
Hey, don't knock on my liver.
It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna be a fascist. Nope. That's where I draw the line. Enormous bulls worthy of a real man. Huh. Can I sit on the bench too?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Oh, is there gonna be a time when he's gone? I guess so. I'll be sad. The muzzy smell of a potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vent. Alright. This coin-operated viewer has been banged up and inoperable. To roundabout north. To excuse me, Cape Side Apartments, Martinez Piers. The ad reads broken window. Tibbs has windows. Yeah, Tibbs ain't around anymore, I
This
think.
coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Poor little viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Shake your head. Vandalism.
Probably some kids.
The lieutenant inspects the rigged slot.
A simple but clever solution to ruining a coin-operated viewer. It took ingenuity.
Look inside.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards.
Shift your focus to the background.
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Leave. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if we're going to make it our way over there one day. If you had a bag in your hand, perhaps you could collect these bottles and sell them. Wish I had a bag.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary.
Insert a coin.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal.
Pull the handle and look inside.
The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost.
Turn a knob to focus your vision.
The lenses shift.
Level up.
The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it.
There are some kind of ruins out. What? There are ruins of some kind of building there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Leave. Alright. We have one skill point. Do we want to level up our skill in here? Or do we want to get another thought? Kind of like the thoughts more than getting skill points. And it seems like we get... Well, that one's actually really bad, isn't it? We should probably forget this, huh? For 1 point, though, that's actually kind of bad, isn't it? But I mean, that's a bad thing. Like, I guess Left wing dialogue options gives +4 experience points though. Do we? I guess we do go with left wing things often, right? We're trying to be more of like a communist kind of character, I guess. So I guess getting +4 experience points would actually be probably worth these losses. Maybe. What's the electricity thing going here? Why doesn't it go to Hobocop? Oh, I see. It's just... Does this mean something with the electricity? Huh. I don't know. Kind of want to unlock another one of these. What do we have? Magnesium-based life form. Finger pistols. You were promised a gun, that much is certain. This is why you became a cop, yet here you are, lording around with idle hands like some sorry-ass loser from the streets. Suddenly you're supposed to be solving cases by, what, like talking to people? How are they going to believe that you can protect yourself and them from savages without a firearm? This ain't right. You need to think around this problem. You need to snap your fingers at people as you do. White mourning and rigorous self-critique. None of these four are really speaking to me, so maybe we'll just get a skill point. And this would probably help me against Measurehead, right? Physical instrument. We don't have healthy organs, but I don't know, maybe we're just genetically healthy. You know? I don't know. Hand-eye coordinates. Coordination maybe would help too, I don't know. Getting another point in authority wouldn't be terrible either for our Titus Hardy problem. You know, we've been doing a lot of running, a lot of exercising the past day. I get a point in physical instrument. There we go. Okay. How much time we got? Still got time. Let's go down here. I saw something on the floor here. Pick that up. A bag! Give me the bottles. Get all the bottles. Get that. Pick them all up. Gonna get rich. Oh, can I get more? There we go. Look at that. We've already got 50 cents. Oop. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. What do we got here? Oh, just some money. I will take it. Some ice in the water there. I was hoping maybe we'd see the armor. I don't see it anywhere. A spider of bullet holes lines the wall. Alright, I guess that's everything down here then. Let's go down this street here. Another bottle. What do we got here? A bird? A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Cormorant. What do we got here? Oh, we can go up here.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Why am I looking at this wall? 3% chance? Try it.
You have no clue. It's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinez, weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Leave. Oh. We got to the other side of the fence. Ooh. What's that? Magnesium. Need that.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back.
Pigs come to take me out? Trying to snuff me out?
Are you sleeping right now? No. Why would you even say that?
Then why are you sneaking up on me like that? It's not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all.
Okay. Did we get something? I don't do anything. Oh, no. Replace lost bull. Right, we gotta find a replacement for that, and that's tomorrow. Okay. A garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. You can go in that door there. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. Another splattering of bullet holes on this wall. Orange bum hat. +1 reaction speed and -1 rhetoric. And some of that. I'll take that. So this is a hat. It gives us more reaction speed. What's it look like? There we go. Looking good. Now we're gonna keep the perception hat. I do like this one though. I think we're gonna keep the Dick Mullen hat. I think it looks better. And that's what's important. Just to close the door, but you look at it suspiciously. Well, let's investigate. It's locked. Okay. Okay. What about this door? Is it locked? Oop. What was that?
The spread
There
pattern
we go.
of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier.
Examine closer.
You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow. Your chest feels tight looking at them.
The hell?
It's closing in, caving in, ever tighter. Your breathing grows even heavier.
You okay there?
The lieutenant's sudden voice cuts like a blade, bringing you out of the stupor. Huh? Yeah, I'm fine.
You were looking pale there for a second. What are you looking at?
What's with all these bullet holes? I've seen a lot of them around.
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old.
So, no crime has happened here?
Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago, but no. These do not warrant an investigation.
What can you tell me about the revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Should we go?
Sure. Alright, so he just lost health randomly. That's great. I guess we probably...
There must be another way into the building.
Wow, that was really loud. Okay. Nothing else on this area. Let's move back down here. Hit the street. Another bottle. Can't open that up. Got a little crane here, it looks like. Capside Apartments. Rue de Saint Ghislaine. Roundabout North. Okay. Up here, Piggo. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. This is red paint stuff. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint?
Yeah, you better keep walking.
I will. More bottles. More magnesium. Take that. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint Ghislaine, 33A. Nice boat. Your room in the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Oh, this is the person we're trying to meet, right? Joyce L. What does the L stand for?
Baton, my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat. What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk?
I mean, I'm not a drunk. I'm a police officer.
Of course you're not. It was only a joke.
Oh, yeah. Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. She seems relieved.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Well, thank you, Kim.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not other people on boats, are there? Does she have a name? Do you have a license for this boat? I think I have a handle on the boat thing. Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Lady 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Her lips curl into a wry smile.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we investigate.
Kim, you can't just jump into the questions, all right? You gotta build a rapport with the person.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
A lot of people have boats, or not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago? Look around.
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Caillou? I thought we were Revachol. Still, I haven't seen anyone else sell a boat around here. Yeah, let's not show off our incompetence too much. I haven't seen, anyone else on a boat.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle.
The lieutenant becomes defensive.
It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Can I see it?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
What happened the other time?
The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Still, need to see a license, ma'am.
Actually, you don't.
I'm pretty sure I do. I police. What do you mean?
The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little-known fact among us law officials.
Wait, exactly how little known is this fact? More like the Anarchy Act, in my opinion. So we can't pull over random civilians and demand their papers? That's weak. Makes sense, I guess. I mean, look at me. Okay, forget the stupid Wayfarer Act 1. I had other questions. Or, I had other questions, not one. Whatever. How little known is this fact?
I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act.
Really? How many school children do you know? More like the Anarchy Act, in my opinion. Makes sense. Yeah, okay, forget the stupid Wayfarer Act.
About the boat?
I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
She takes a sip of her thermal cup. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
I'm guessing that's a lot.
A billion?
What exactly is a billion? Wow. That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time. Numbers like that mean nothing to me. Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance.
A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pine get all of these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain.
I have to say, I'm really impressed, and I wasn't expecting it, but I'm really impressed on how much lore there is in this game. Like, I didn't think there was going to be so much world building in this game. It's really good.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this? Look around.
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
She gives you a little smile. 8% of all cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavor indeed. You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company is nothing without them. That's all I need to know about something else. Yeah, the company is nothing without the workers.
We built this district.
She says calmly.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
She points behind you where the seawall rises.
Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
She takes a sip.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait. What if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Elements. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it. How do I repeal it then? Wouldn't want to disturb an octopus. Better let it be. How do I repeal it?
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait. She just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead.
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
She leans back and rolls her eyes. So the strike is connected to the lynching.
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
Her eyes narrow. How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
I like it. I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. I like it.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Not hard communist enough for me. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Nope, that's weak. Not hard communist enough for me.
Personally, I agree. It lacks the pizzazzo of every worker a member of the board.
Got an achievement, biggest communist out there or something like that. What exactly do they mean by it though? What's the demand?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
It's pretty funny, I have to admit. The workers can't be kings. The king is king. The king is dead. Long live the workers. Long live the workers.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
The lieutenant looks up from his notes.
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Mm-hmm. The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
She raises her brow.
Don't let her answer it herself.
No, I mean scabs. Let's call them strike bearers. You put them there, right? Or strike breakers. You're right. I don't know what got into me. Some of that degenerate dock worker lingo has rubbed off, it seems. Let's call them strike breakers. You put them there, right?
If these strike breakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
You sound like you're about to take a rapier to him. Is he that bad? He can't be that bad. Say nothing. Everett is a hero of the workers' movement. You sound like you're about to take a rapier to him.
Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin.
She stops and smiles. Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are two of him?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself, outside the brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
An effective advocate for the rights of local workingmen? A giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol? Basically a socialist mob? I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. Working for the rights of local or advocating for the rights of local workingmen.
Why do you think so?
Her voice is calm. There's only curiosity there. Between Everett, the human leech, and Measurehead, this union sounds like a motley crew. I'm into it. Wink. Sounds like they're all Revachol. I'm all Revachol too. To hell with the rest. They're good labormen. Can't fault them for a little corruption. Yeah, they're good labormen. Can't fault them for a little corruption.
Ha! A real man of the left. What else can I tell you about?
She throws her head back, or hair back. One more thing. You said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name. And I don't have access to the union's files.
Some kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Yeah, we have guns. Or a gun. That's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you
a lot of
includes
experience.
sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57.
Lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic.
And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
She returns the lieutenant's badge and turns to you. Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, the city, nothing. Yeah, after a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory. You know, I think we're past trying to fake it. We're owning it now.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
She sighs with compassion, sadness even.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
What kind of arrangement would it be?
I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort.
How do I negotiate my way out of this? Come on. No!
Feelings will guide the way.
But ma'am, I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's the case I'm solving.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
You don't understand. It's not like a side case for me. This is my main thing. You have so much. You have so much else. I have only this. Spread your hands. This is the entirety of my existence. Yeah, let's get philosophical, I guess.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
This boat, for example, and a home somewhere. I only have this case.
Officer.
The carbon fiber hull creaks. I don't remember anything except this lynching. There's only this coast and this lynching.
You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
Like what?
The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madam. What's up, buddy? Actually, how long do you think this conversation is? I think we're gonna end the episode here, guys. I know it's a bit of a not the most ideal place to end an episode, but I'm afraid that the conversation might go longer than I would want this episode to go. So we're gonna end it here. In the next episode, we will pick up with talking with Kim here, and then go back to questioning Joyce. And until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.